What is going on, everybody, man? On a special Saturday night, we are here for One Piece episode 880. I'm super excited for this one, just based on the way that chapter 904 went. I cannot wait to see how they handle it in the anime. So without further ado, let's get right into the awesome sauce, man, of episode 880. Come on, man. Come on, give me with 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Superpowers starts. I'm so hyped for this one, man. Because with this episode in particular, from the first moment that I watched it, I just had a feeling that I would just enjoy it more in the anime, and we'll see if that is the case. But it felt like that kind of chapter. It felt like the kind of chapter that could really expand upon in an anime episode. It's a perfect episode for Toei. Like, Toei can take their time and give as much padding as they want, because we want to see more of these characters. So, like, I wouldn't mind an entire episode dedicated to what's about to go down. So, I can't wait, man. I've been waiting. I can't wait to hear what they sound like, what their voice actors and voice actresses are like. Ah. Can't wait, man. Greatness, man. Yes, we've got superpowers. I've been enjoying the anime so much, man. And the past couple weeks with really nice reanimated and today's style of the One Piece anime for the beginning of the series. The way that they handled the Shanks portion of 903 is super, super cool. Last week's episode was really cool as well. Just really good vibes overall. A lot of fun. Great narration. Gives you goosebumps whenever you hear that overtaken. And it's been a fun couple of weeks for the. I mean, it's been a fun couple of honestly months for the One Piece anime. It's been on fire. But it's the greatness we're heading into right now, man. Ready for today's episode! Hello! That's so cool, man. It's like within the opening itself. It's just like a little bit of a preview. Papa was... I'm ready, man. Yes, we've got superpowers. Come on, man. Oh, man, so this is going to be our regular intro. At the very least, throughout this arc. And I love it, man. I love the way that everything looks. The style of the art for all the characters and the way they transition in. Look at Luffy. Luffy looks like a sicko right here. All the Straw Hats. The way they're shaded out, only showing one eye. New Marine Ford. That's a wallpaper right there, man. It's specific for the Reverie. I can see it now. That's how you know that they're really taking care of this arc. Whenever they're giving it its own intro, you feel me? It's so cool. Title? Sabo goes into action. All of the captains of the Red Army appear. For a second there, I was like, wait a minute, this is how this starts? But it is. I was shook there for a sec, bro. I thought this was... Yo! I was thinking back to an entirely different chapter. Man, I said this in the preview for last week, but I'm loving just the whole night aspect and color palette that we've gotten. And the preview, and now, of course, for this episode. It just really looks nice. It allows the colors and the brightful colors usually we get with One Piece to really shine whenever it's at nighttime. Blackbeard, man. Peach beard. Directly under Blackbeard, man. Fear Blackbeard. Fear Blackbeard, man. Ha 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 ha. True pirates, man. Like, this is what, before I got into One Piece, this was my main exposure to pirates. It was like stuff like this. Dudes that going around pillaging and taking out a whole bunch of other crews just for their own gain. Momohaha. Heavenly tribute funds, man. What they have to pay to the king and the celestial dragons. When you hear stuff like that, man, you're like... I mean, it makes me mad. It honestly really does. But then again, you know, I guess everybody has to get taxed in their own separate ways. This is Oda's way of handling that portion of history for us with, like, the taxation and whatnot. Maybe we'll have our own version of the Boston Tea Party, man. Who knows? You feel me? Who knows? It's pretty much, actually, now whenever I think about this whole situation. Here we go. Hello! Her voice is perfect. Her voice is perfect. Here comes my dog, Morley, man. Let's go! Look at that massive trident, bro. And not just any trident. It's a giant trident. You feel me? Like, just having a trident of itself is already GOAT. But a giant trident? He sounds perfect too. This dude Morley's a troll, bro. Just look at him. Morley. Man's rocking the man skirt. For real, dog, where are you looking? That is true. Like, can you imagine just like hearing about giants for all these years? You finally see one with your own two eyes. Probably shook, especially knowing how they speak about giants in this verse. Man, Bello Betty's voice it fits so well. I love, man. That design is so fire, dog. It is so fire. This is a design that you just wouldn't expect. I mean, you know, I never say don't expect everything in One Piece, but it's really one design I never expected to see. The legend himself! Lindeberg. He has a newly invented weapon, man. Nanda. Lindbergh having light blue, like turquoise hair, though. Karasu. Nani? Oh man, I just remember this dude's gag. You look. Sounds good too. Those 4 are supposed to be scattered around the world. They're the captains of the Red Army. Listen, man, as a person who's been with the series for so many years, like, I had been waiting to see all these dudes, morally, of the Western forces, fellow Betty from the East. We got Lindbergh from the South. And Karasu from the North, man. Yeah, Karasu sounds sick. Sounds beast. They're telling this out of order too? They're telling 904 out of order too? Interesting. To free the people who are suffering. Look at Robert D. Lucci, bro. My boy Dragon. Yo, he looks so fresh. You know, there's so many wallpaper-worthy stills in this freaking episode, man. The main man himself, Sabo! Man, dude. You know, experiencing that moment weekly was huge. Huge, man. I mean, it was so emotional, bro. And even if somebody doesn't experience this moment weekly, like, whenever you actually get to it, bro, it's such a beautiful moment, man. And the fact that he showed up in Dressrosa of all places, I was like, what? Sabo, man. That's actually really cool. They decided to add that scene right there. Here we go. Bro, this is what I was waiting for this to start it. I mean, the Rev Army commanders, of course, but Dragon. It's an episode with Dragon. Ivankov. Man, dude. Ivankov is just one of those characters that, how can you not love Ivankov, man? After going through Impel Down and Marineford, I mean, at that time, Ivankov was in my top 10 favorite One Piece characters. Seriously, and every time I go back and reread through that arc, or that saga, right back. Ivankov goes right back up in that in there, man, because Ivankov's just Awesome character. He's reading about the king, yeah. You know he's reading about Luffy, man. See, this is the type of stuff I really love from the anime, man. And this is why I expected this episode to really deliver. Because it's perfect for Toei. They can add padding in scenes, because we want padding for this. Who doesn't want to see the Revolutionary Army, man? He's getting hyped, bro. Of course he's happy for him, man. And Ivanka's talking about it too. Definitely connected it to both of them. Well, Sanji didn't mention it to anybody, Ivanka. He didn't. Nina Zuba. Hack. My girl Koala, man. God. My latest rewatch of Fishman Island, man, I was remembering how emotional that moment was. Lindbergh. All of that, they're just like us. All the top officers of the Rev Army together. Betty-sama, hey, I can't lie, me too. Me too. I'm a Lindbergh kind of dude though, man, because I love that type of stuff, but Bello Betty, man. Chief of Staff. Chief of Staff. Say it. Declare war. Dog! This man Karasu, bro. Karasu's pale. This dude is super pale. The promo worker herself. Telling you, man. Bello Betty's a top 5 promo cutter in the One Piece verse. There's a lot of great promo cutters too. Don't underestimate anyone who is motivated. A motivated group of people, don't underestimate them, bro. I'm inspired and feel the surge of power. Pump fruit. By waving her flag, she can bring forth people's power from within, man. Do you know how much that fits a Rev Army commander? That's so dope. Such an amazing ability, too. Makes you see the true extent of devil fruits. Like, I never would have thought an ability like that existed in the One Piece verse. Morally, man. Boy, Lindbergh. Yo, Lindbergh just be working it. Costume. Dude, this... This episode's gonna be rewatched for sure, man. The Rev Army Commanders. Karasa with the crows, man. So we all wondered, what in the flying flatirons are those crows in Dressrosa? Turned out to be one of the Rev Army Commanders, sending out his crows. Fight against your fate, man. My boy Lindbergh's going hand like he's playing Call of Duty, dog. Cool shooter. Telling you, don't underestimate anybody when their morality is high, especially when given an ability like that. Amplifies it. That's an incredible ability to have, man. Like, I would be shook of facing Bello Betty with, like, a whole thousands, tens of thousands of people. Bello Betty would be extremely, extremely valuable. They already did once. Morally. You just get to see the type of person the type of people they are, man. Contact info. Hit us up. Yo, it brings down the shades. Man. The Rev Army Commanders. Man, dude. You know how long as a One Piece fan, and I know all of you can relate, because if you're anything like me, man, this is some stuff we want, bro. Like, we want to see more from the Rev. So cool, dude. And their abilities and the way they are just fits so well. With the celestial dragons. This man Karasu with his gag. 2 days to go until the reverie. All the different intentions across the world start swirling around. I gotta watch next week's preview. I gotta watch preview, bro. Every preview gets watched for this arc. Yes. Yes. So next week's mainly going to be a recap for that part of the arc. So they really are going to give us a lot of new and old with a lot of this stuff. I can see how they're going to utilize 905 like that now. So next week is not really... So, man, they're really going to make this an arc. They're really going to make the Reverie arc an arc. Like, we're going to get a whole bunch of episodes dedicated to content or to catch up all of the individuals who just recently started watching post time skip. Or like recently in Dressrosa, Zoe, Whole Cake, whatever, that never went back and watched the original stuff. To allow them that time, that catch up knowledge and why all this stuff is so important. So next week looks to be a very it's mainly going to be centered around Akainu and about they're basically mainly going to be a flashback episode from what I can see, but still going to be covering a few bits and pieces of new content from what I can see. What was the title of next week's chapter? Or episode, I mean. Okay. Yeah, I can see now that how they might handle next week's episode. And that would imply and mean that the week or the episode after might also have some of that too, but I don't think so. I think it's gonna be next week, and then the episode after, like they're gonna split probably 905. And then I definitely expect them to, from the moment that I read the chapter, I expect them to split 906. But I think 907 and 908, I mean, I guess they can split it, but I don't think they will, because they're doing all of this so early on. But regardless, talking about this episode in particular, I love what they did, because if you wanted like a side-by-side comparison to the original content, so like going back into chapter 904, and this is why I said that I really couldn't wait for this episode in particular or for this chapter to get animated, is because we could finally expand upon that entire chapter. Excuse me, because that chapter, not only was it a pretty short chapter, but also Oda left enough room there that if I was somebody in charge of an anime studio and I could, fill out as much time as possible, I would take advantage of it. And they did take advantage of it. So, in the manga, it started off with the Revolutionary Army just on the Kamabaka Kingdom, on the Momoito Island, and Ivankov pretty much, announcing to everybody that, I suspected your bloodline, and I had no idea that Sanji was a prince of Germa, so they told it out of order. Like, they showed us these characters, told us they were the Rev Army commanders, and then it went into what it showed right here after that. And I just think that fits. And just showing them are actually arriving and coming in, small stuff like that is really, really cool. So, and the fact that they kept going back and forth between those two things, I really, really enjoyed. So see, this is where they started off this week's episode, Grand Line Lelucia Kingdom Port, telling it out of order. And based off of the way they handled Whole Cake and how they handled chapter 903, now I can see that they're going to be doing this for the rest of this arc in the anime. They're going to be telling certain things out of order in order for it to fit whatever they need to be done or whatever their objective is for that week in the episode. They're going to be retelling or restructuring certain chapters in order to fit the anime. So that's, I really like that they're taking their own initiative, because that just shows that they care. That they, and you can tell based off the opening, they gave it its own opening sequence and whatnot, and the fact that they are giving these flashbacks with this entire thing really does show you that they want people to really get invested now, because what comes during this arc and after this arc is huge and massive, and they want people to be caught up and have their at least general knowledge of what is going on in the series, so they can be invested in the stuff that's about to go down, because the stuff that's about to go down is going to be huge, man. And so I think they're taking this advantage to take care of all of that, so overall I really enjoyed it. I love all of their voices. Their voices fit. It's super, super cool. Once again, I love how they were telling certain things out of order and ending off the episode on Sabo's declaration of war, when in the manga we got that 2 pages in. It was definitely a really impactful thing, especially if you're an anime only, to see that and be like, yo, because I know whenever that chapter came out, we were talking about that a lot, like, yo, it's time, they're going to declare war. And that was on the 2nd page of the manga, and the fact that they decided to go back and forth and toy around a little bit with the structure was really cool. But overall, Bello Betty, I continue to say I love her design. The fact that she has purple hair and the red clothes fits very well. Morley sounds awesome, sounds exactly how I expected him to sound. And his powers look really cool and sound really cool. I expected it to look cool because I like the way they handled Senior Pink's fruit back in Dressrosa in the anime. So I knew that they would handle Morley's fruit very well. Lindbergh with a jetpack going around, the cool shooter. Really, really nice stuff right there. And then Karasu. I mean, crows always look cool on screen, so Karasu was just meant to be looked at in anime form. So all 4 Rev commanders sound really nice, and you could feel their impact here in this week's episode, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed the color palette, man. The nighttime, cloudy sky color palette that it gives an episode really looks nice, and it fits the entire ambience right here for these individuals, because the people there, I mean, they're suffering so much, and then on top of their suffering at the hands of their king, because they're barely able to make it through ends meet on a weekly basis anyway, or whenever it is that they come to collect their heavenly tribute, then you have these dudes, Peachbeard and his crew, come up into like swimwear and try to take them out. And so, of course, the cloudy skies definitely does fit the just the overall feeling of everyone there in this town. So the fact that the Revolutionary Army commanders saved it and told them to fight for their own fate, because it's not like they themselves were the ones that were like, yeah, man, we're going to be the heroes and save everybody. Bello Betty was the one that basically said, look, if y'all want to take care of the situation, you turn it around yourself. You go against your own fate. You go against your own destiny, dog. And once you solidify that within yourself, then we'll handle it too. And that's something I really love about One Piece, because it does stuff like that. And just the fact that the Rev Army commanders have that within them and have that resolve within them really does show you that these dudes are from the Rev Army, and the whole Revolutionary Army is based on this concept. And it's awesome sauce, man. I love it. I love this chapter in the manga, and seeing in anime form is definitely an episode I'm going to be rewatching. Definitely can't wait to rewatch it. There's so many really nice stills, really nice wallpaper-worthy stills. There's one really nice one of Ace and Sabo, another really nice one of whenever they were going into showcasing all of the Revolutionary Commanders. They all looked really nice. In a lot of different scenarios too. There was a couple different situations where they all looked really nice. Some close-ups that looked cool, but some far shots that looked really cool. So really nice stills this week that could be used as wallpapers, and can't wait for next week to see how they continue to animate the Reverie arc, man. So I will see y'all next time. Have an awesome day. Let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode of One Piece, episode 880, and what are your thoughts on the preview, if you have watched the preview, and what they're going to do next week, and how are you enjoying the Reverie arc so far in the anime. So I will see y'all next time. Have an awesome of a day. Shout out to our Rev Army commanders: Bello, Betty, greatness; Lindbergh, greatness; Morley, greatness; and of course, Karasu, greatness, man. And I was gonna say Loudspeaker Sama, but Karasu. I put some respect on his name for once, man. Karasu. Awesome sauce, man. His gag is absolutely hilarious, but really nice. Any episode Dragon's always a fun episode, and the fact that we finally got to see the Rev Army commanders and finally hear their voices here in the anime is just so cool. For longtime fans, this is such a treat, because we've always wanted to see more from the Rev Army, see more from Luffy's father, see more from the whole Rev Army and whatnot, man. And just an episode dedicated to it is so cool. And the little filler scene they added with Luffy and him finding out and asking about it was really, really, really nice as well. That was a great touch. So, but yeah, man, I'll see everybody next time. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend. And I'll see y'all next time, man.